you want to add in character. So like right now, favorite characters looks like this, right?
Yeah.
Basically. So like I wanted to add another character. I don't know, Mega Man. So, but not hard coding like how I just did. Like I want you to do it from here. Info dot favorite characters. Actually, I think I'm just gonna have to tell you.
Wait.
The top, like where Spider-Man and W is.
No, he doesn't want that.
Okay, I don't think I told you this yet, so I'm just gonna have to tell you.
Wait, so you're asking for input then?
Yeah, I want you to add something to it, but
like interactive code.
Yeah, interactive code. But yeah,
Oh.
I realized I skipped over it, so I'm just gonna tell you, and then we could do something different. So it would be dot push. What push does is that it'll add whatever I type here into the value that was previously this. So if I were to let's do this instead. I'm just gonna make the value of this directly this, so it's easier to understand. And now we could ignore this. Okay, let's ignore that. So favorite characters Spider-Man W, right? If I did info.favoriteCharacters.push, it will add this value to this array. Okay, that makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want you to do a forEach, and then inside the forEach, I want you to check the length of the character, as in how many like symbols there are. We did this earlier with Wesley. You can just do like literally dot length like that, and it'll return a number. And if the number that is returned is greater than 3, then add another character with dot push.
Okay, but what does forEach mean? What does it do?
Okay, it'll go through your array one by one, and then it'll do some stuff without changing the original stuff. So it's very similar to .map. It's not going to change values.
When I type forEach, there's a squiggly line. Why is that?
Capital E?
Yeah.
Okay, share screen. Let's look at it. Oh, I have to unshare.
Okay. So that's normal?
Let's see.
Oh, that's not normal.
Stuff for each. That doesn't.
I just wrote it the way you wrote it.
Yeah, looks right to me. Oh, you need to finish it. You need to pass in character.
Like in here?
Yeah. So character and then arrow and squiggle.
Oh.
Because it's expecting. Yeah.
I'm not used to this.
Okay. Yeah, I'll explain that like in the very next section.
Wait. So it's that, right? Character, and then you said forEach.
If the character has more than 3, what was it? I said 3, I think.
3. If character is greater.
The length of the character, so like the number of symbols.
If that is greater than
3.
The length.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. If it's greater than 3.
The length is greater than 3.
If character dot length.
Just the length. We don't need a
just the length.
One.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we want to add a new character.
What do we add?
Whatever you want.
that's it, I guess.
Okay. So now I want you to explain to me what your code is doing.
Okay, so it's wait. Where was I? How do I comment this out? Without deleting it?
Command. Oh, for you, Control /.
It's not here. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, so it's going through the object
Okay.
and it's reading favorite characters, which is these three arrays. I mean, the array holds these three values, and then for each of these values, is checking if initiates this loop, I guess, and then if each of the characters in each of the values in the array, the length is greater. That's greater, right? It's greater than 3. Then, well, if this if statement is true, then I would add a new value. I would push a new value to favorite characters, and it'll be high.
Right.
So in this example, it'll happen one time because W and 7 is 1, while Hello World is like 10 or something. Yeah.
Right. That's perfect. Okay, cool. Now let's go to Amy.
I definitely got it wrong.
That's okay. It's all practice. But what we could do is now you could write it and we'll see how far we could get. And then
I think my I don't know, something went wrong with my favorite characters because there's like a squiggly line now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's take a look. Okay, we have favorite characters. It knows where it is. So, okay, gotcha. So
it needs comma, I think.
Yeah, you're missing a comma after occupation. That's yeah, it's like very strict about that stuff. Okay, and now let's go through the favorite characters array with forEach.
How do you do the length thing again?
It'll be you could do dot length on the string, right? It'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll give you 6, but then at the same time, we don't want to do it on the string. I mean, in the array. We want to do it from within the forEach. And we want okay. So let's first uncomment our forEach. That's command /. Okay, and we have all right, let's close have a closing bracket, the squiggly one.
Closing bracket?
Yeah. The other direction. Oh, actually, let's remove asterisk and dot length. That's probably confusing. So closing bracket and then closing parentheses. Okay. Hit enter once between the squiggle brackets. So all right, basically what we're trying to do is just match the opening and the closing brackets. So like you see how after forEach there's a open parentheses, and then after character you have a open bracket. So we want one closing bracket and then one closing parentheses.
Like that?
One more closing bracket. Yep, and then hit enter once in between them. Yep. So now you have like it's properly opened and closed, so you could do stuff with it from inside of it. And now we don't want asterisk. What we want to use is character. because character represents Astrid, and then Hannibal Lecter, and then Pikachu. So character is just, it's a temporary thing.
But you do like 0, 1.
Not quite. So what's happening inside this forEach is that it's already going through the slots for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to specify the slots. It's literally going like favorite characters for each. Right now, character is at slot 0, which is Astrid, and then it'll go to favorite characters at slot 1, which is Hannibal Lecter, and then it'll go to favorite characters slot 2, which is Pikachu. So character already is Astrid. You don't need to specify the number for it.
Okay, wait. Okay, so I think so the for each, the word for each, it basically goes through everything in your array. Like for
Right.
each character in your array. Like that's literally like it sounds so good. Like for each character in your array. Like that's what it stands for. And then in the parentheses, character is like as of right now, since it's going through your array, character stands for Astrid. As of right now, let's just say. And then when it finishes going through your array one time, it'll go to the second one, and then it'll be Hannibal Lecter, and then after that it'll be Pikachu. But right now you have to make it do something. I think.
Yeah, that's right. So if your character is Astrid, or well, no, we're done with that one. So if your character has more than 3 symbols, then we wanted to add a new character to our favorite characters array, right? So let's just write it in English right now. Let's not even code it. Let's hit enter once, and then do // and we'll just, this is called pseudocoding. You're just writing in English what you want to do, and then you'll convert it to code afterwards. So we wanted to check if the character has more than 3 symbols, then we will add a new character to favorite characters array. Right? So let's tackle this sentence one section at a time. So let's focus on if this character has more than 3 symbols. How would you write that in code?
If I don't know what you would write that after.
Oh, okay. So you have access to the character right now. You see how after for each, we have a variable character? That character has a value. And that value could be either Astrid, Hannibal Lecter, or Pikachu. So what we want to do is check the length of this character, see if it is greater than 3.
So how do you check that length again?
It's just the character dot length.
That length.
Okay. And you want it to say greater than 3. So how do we say greater? Okay, cool. You're close. All right. So right now you're checking the length of favorite characters. You don't want to check the length of favorite characters, but the individual character.
You just write Astrid, Hannibal Lecter.
Wait, not quite. So, so
You want to just tell me, so I'll figure it out later.
I think what's more important
No.
is that I think it's more important that you understand what the for each is happening. I think that's where the confusion is. Once you understand that, then this will all make sense. So, actually, let's reverse it. I'm gonna ask you, what do you think the for each is doing?
So when the forEach is just linking up to the favorite characters like Astrid, Hannibal Lecter, and Pikachu.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's doing. So, what do you think that character is right after for each right now? What is the value of character?
Astrid.
Right. So, if we wanted to see if Astrid had a length greater than 3, we could do it right on character. So we could say if character.length is greater than 3. That's the same as saying if Astrid.length is greater than 3. Okay, and the syntax for if is there's an open parentheses and then a closing parentheses for after you're done with whatever you want to say. Yep. And then open squiggle bracket. Yep. Hit enter once so you could, it's just easier to see. And then that completes the first section of your pseudocode. So if character has more than 3 symbols, then we will add a new character. So to add a new character, we have to access the array and then do dot push and a string of whatever you want. So now you do that. So this part is parentheses and then whatever you want to put in there. I mean after the push. So we don't need to tell it that, it already knows. Just by saying dot push, you're going to add something to an array. It's just name your character right now. Like you could call it whatever you want, but within quotes, because then quotes is that's a string, and then as opposed to if there is no quote, it'll try to look for a variable. But yeah, so just add a quote to Rachel, a beginning and an ending quote. So do you see the difference between having that quote and not having the quote?
Yeah, because it's orange, same thing as the favorite character.
Yeah, so the color helps, but then the underlying idea is that with the quote, it's going to take it literal. It's say push this word called Rachel, whereas without the quotes, it'll try to look for a variable that's called Rachel. So it'll look like at line 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, and try to find something that says const Rachel equals. But that doesn't exist, so it'll be confused.
So this is like a hard, like Rachel.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. This will do it. Now, I want you to read what you just wrote back to us in English. Well, yeah, that's literally it. Shit. Yeah, delete that.
So if the character length of like Astrid or like the first character on the
You're really quiet.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No.
No.
Let me see.
No,
Can
it's
you hear me better now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So if the character on the array, the number 1 character or 0 is the length of that number of the letters is greater than 3, then it will make a new character named Rachel.
Right.
wait. So her favorite characters dot for each that part. So I have info dot favorite characters, does it? If you don't put info, is it still drawing from the object?
It's not. I was gonna mention that, but after.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah. So right now we're just going straight to favorite characters array. We're skipping the object.
Right. So her array will have. Never mind.
But yeah, you're right.
Check Messenger. She might be on Messenger. No? Yep.
Okay.
Got these.
Okay, cool.
So her array will have 6 values, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. And what are the 6 values?
It's.
Oh, okay. Well, let's let Amy.
Well, no, it's just gonna be 3 more Rachels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But so when you said if you didn't do a string in push, right, it would to a variable.
Mm-hmm. Well,
how do you
be able to find it?
Yeah, but how do you get input from an outside source?
What do you mean by input from
an
outside source?
For example, let's just say, do you know Java?
No, I don't.
Okay, so let's say this interactive code. I say, hi, what is your name? And then I would type in Wesley, but how do I even do that? How do I ask a question and then it logs the answer to a variable, and then I could use that variable later?
Oh, okay, so you're talking like form input.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. We will have to get to that when we do the React part, which is we're gonna actually like work with the browser, and then you're gonna have forms and all that stuff, and then it'll save it to a value, which then you can do whatever you want with it.
Okay. Because I took Java and C++ before, but like it's really easy. It's just C in and C out. Well, C in is like input, out is output. So it's like you ask a question and then it's C in, and then some signs, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Is it harder?
No, it's not harder. It's just a different way of doing the same thing.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Get to it. Well, I mean it's almost 1, so.
Yeah, we could take lunch. I'll just let Amy know we're gonna take lunch.
Okay. Then I'll be back.
Okay, cool. Yeah, good work. If I type yarn start here, it then takes this code and transforms it into something that's viewable to the human eye, which in this case is this spinning image and this text. But if I were to change something, let's say this is new, it changes what's seen in the browser too.